Reform Party leader Nigel Farage, known for befriending former US President Donald Trump and helping sell Brexit to millions of voters, is again inserting himself into Britain's political landscape. His brand of right-wing politics has recently found a home in the English seaside town of Clacton-on-Sea. But what might his role be in the UK's July 4th election? Farage has cultivated the image of a pub-loving British patriot. He spent over 20 years as an elected member of the European Parliament while arguing for its abolition. But under Britain's first-past-the-post system that requires winning the most votes in a constituency, Farage has never actually managed to win a seat of his own in the UK. The upcoming election will be his 8th attempt to get one.
We are now the real opposition.
The 60-year-old anti-EU, anti-immigration campaigner has entered the race with the aim of replacing the ruling Conservatives as the main party of the right. Farage had previously said he would not stand in the July 4th vote in order to help Donald Trump fight the US election later this year. But he then changed his mind, saying he felt guilty not sticking up for those disillusioned with politics who had always backed him. Under Britain's electoral system, Reform can't win this election, something Farage has admitted himself.
Who is going to be the voice of opposition?
But he hopes Reform can emerge as the main opposition to a centre-left government of the opposition Labour Party, forecast by polls to win by a thumping majority. First, though, Farage himself must win a seat in Clacton. In one poll last week, Reform overtook the Conservatives overall. Others put them far behind the governing party. The uncertainty is sure to add to already mounting pressure on British Prime Minister Rishi Sunak. He has already tried to win over voters tempted by reform with policies such as tax cuts for pensioners, the reintroduction of national service, and his plan to send illegal asylum seekers to Rwanda. Asked on Monday if he was worried about Farage entering the contest, Sunak said a vote for reform would help Labour. Decades of railing against the establishment have earned Farage the trust of those who say they feel other politicians talk down to them. Although he's been heckled on the campaign trail elsewhere, pelted with a milkshake and chunks of debris, few in Clacton seem to have a harsh word for him.
He's very outspoken. I think he represents the working class a lot more than general politicians do. I mean, they're so out of touch with the working class. How can they represent a labourer or a cleaner or a bus driver? They can't.
I may have, it might be wrong, but I feel like he's more normal. He understands us.
Are you going to vote for him?
I'd like to, yeah.
Polls show the Clacton seat is likely to be a close three-horse race between Labour, the Conservatives and Reform. Giles Watling is the Tory candidate for the area.
I've been out and about pacing the streets for 2 weeks now, pretty much solidly, and I'm getting a very positive response. I really genuinely am. And for some period of time, I couldn't find the Reform voters. I found some of them now, but once I get a chance to explain to them and talked about my track record locally, as a local bloke who's been here for decades, and I served as a district councillor before, they sort of get it that what Nigel's doing is all about Nigel, and he doesn't really give two hoots for Clacton.
Farage's previous political party was the pro-Brexit UK Independence Party, better known as UKIP. It tasted its first success in Clacton in 2014 when a Conservative lawmaker defected to them and kept the seat until 2017.